afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Tracy Ratliff. How many of you here today wore your seatbelt coming here? If you answered no, then I am here to change that decision. It was a cold night on January 31st, 2009, when a young man was traveling home from work, made a slight mistake, overcorrected. He hit an embankment, and he was ejected through his windshield. His truck rolled over on top of him, killing him instantly. Cody's death affected so many people, and I know for a fact he would still be here with us today had he had his seatbelt on. His seatbelt would have held him in place, and there was not much damage done to the outside of his truck. The night I was there, all I kept thinking is, why didn't he have the seatbelt on? The accident also happened only seconds from his house, 0.4 miles from home. And his parents have to ride by that accident site every single day. I will never forget the cries and the pain that I heard from his mother that night. The first reason you should wear your seatbelt is that it will save your life. According to the National Highway Traffic Administration, seatbelts are the single most protective safety device ever invented for a vehicle, and it will save thousands of lives. A seatbelt will stop your inertia in an accident. When you have an accident and you don't have your seatbelt on, the first thing that will stop you is either your windshield or the pavement outside your vehicle. In 2003, the Suffolk Fire Department pulled up on an accident scene. Two individuals in the front seat, they had their lap belt on, but not their shoulder harness. It is very important to wear your seatbelt the correct way. Those two individuals were literally cut in half by their lap belt. Between 2005 and 2009, seatbelts saved over 75,000 lives. That's enough people to fill up the Norfolk Scope Arena almost 6 times. The second reason that you should wear your seatbelt is that it's a law. It's a primary law in most states, but in 19 states, including Virginia, it is a secondary offense. Virginia law states any individual in the front seat is required to wear the appropriate belt system, including but not limited to a lap belt and a shoulder harness whenever the vehicle is in motion. Wearing a seatbelt will also save you money. The United States spends $18 billion a year on medical costs, insurance, and overhead costs. More than 2.3 million drivers were treated in the ER in 2009 from vehicle accidents. This causes your medical insurance and health insurance to go up, which in the long run will cost you more money. You will also have an additional fine if you are stopped by the police officer and do not have your belt on. Buckling up is a snap, but not buckling up, your life can be taken in a snap. Do it for yourself and your loved ones. I am certain that each one of you here today will hook your seatbelt every time you get in a vehicle after hearing these facts. You will get where you're going, you will save yourself some money, you will prevent disabling accidents, and most importantly, you will live. It only takes 3 seconds to do, and I am sure if Cody's mom was here today, she would let you know how important it is to hook up your seatbelt. I have one more thing to share with you. This is the accident site that Cody's mom rides by every single day on her way to work. Thank you. Are there any questions?
I have a question. If I have an airbag in my vehicle, do I still have to wear a seatbelt?
Yes, you definitely have to wear a seatbelt. Airbags are designed to work with seat belts, but alone they are only 12% effective in saving your life. And I have a personal experience with that. In 1997, I was in a head-on collision when a young man hit me. And the police officer said, had I not had my seatbelt on, the airbag coming out at 200 miles an hour would have blown me out of the side window, and most likely I would have died. So you need to wear your seatbelt every time. Airbags, it helps, but it is not a life-saving device alone.
I have a question. What is the difference in the primary and the secondary offense that you mentioned?
States that have a primary offense, the police officer can pull you over and ticket you for not wearing your seatbelt alone. That's the only offense. But like in Virginia, where it's a secondary offense, it has to be another reason they pull you over. They can't pull you over just for the seatbelt, but they can give you an additional fine. If they pull you over for speeding or a taillight out, then you will get an additional fine. So you'll have 2 fines to pay. All right, thank you.